I've got horrible hair today. We're just going to have to deal with it and go on. So I'm going to give everybody a minute to come in. And if you see me run really, really quickly, it's because there's a yellow jacket. I don't like yellow jackets. Okay. Hello. So what I want to do today is to just talk a little bit about what's going on in the news and all the controversy that people are talking about from someone who is in law enforcement, who has seen things that occur that never make it to the news because they want to keep it hush hush, or things that occur that they do a false statement on because they don't want the area, the city, the county to know what's going on. They want to buy law enforcement some time to take care of some things. So one of the first things, if you're a halfway intelligent person in this world, and you hear of immigrants coming to this nation, and I'm not gonna dog anybody. I'm gonna talk about the law. You then go and study their culture, and then you come back and you say, okay, this is their culture. This is how they're going to apply their culture here. Well, did you know that in Haiti they have very little prominent protein sources? And I'm sorry, I'm sitting on a cattle farm, so don't tell me I don't know how to butcher an animal, what animals can be butchered, what is a meat animal and what is a domestic animal. Believe me, I've got a whole pen of chickens down there, and I've got cattle going everywhere for hundreds of acres. So I'm not a stupid idiot. I'm also a hunter. I've hunted my whole life. I butcher all my own animals that I hunt. And I'm going to go bear hunting here as long as my legs hold out here very soon. So, shut up, Don Juan. Stupid rooster. Okay, so in Haiti, if you look up, and this has been put up recently, they're really trying to overrun and give us a story about Haiti that maybe is not possibly true. Of course, the first thing that they say when you look it up is, oh, no, China is the world's leading consumer of dogs. I think we all knew that. Think we all knew that from the wet markets and all the trauma we went through a few years ago. I think we understood that one. But they're saying this is all rumors, that they don't. It says, where are the most dogs eaten? In Korea and China. Korea and China. Korea and China. How do the people flow in the world? People, look at the way that people move, and they migrate, and their behaviors come with them, their cultures come with them, and then it blends into the culture and it changes everything. So we've had a lot of people that have migrated over the world in the last 4 years because they've been given money and the ability to do so. So they're moving from one place to another to come up through Central and South America and Central America and up through Mexico, and boom, we're in the United States, and woo, hallelujah. And if they did it legally, I'd be like, hey, fine, you're here. You want to be here, learn about the country you want to be in, follow the rules. That's all. I follow the rules. I'm a retired law enforcement. Follow the freaking rules. So today I was on YouTube, and this lady was like, you shouldn't be saying anything. If they're hungry, they need to eat. Blah, 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 blah. And I said, what? Just a daggone minute. If I go to Sweden and break a rule, I'm going to get punished. If I go to China and break a rule, I'm going to get punished. I'm going to get put in one of their prisons. If I go anywhere and break a rule, I'm going to get punished, because when I'm in that country, I am responsible and accountable to that country's laws. So if someone comes here and they break a rule, we don't say, oh my God, bless their heart, we've just got to work. No. That's how you create a culture of, oh, the cops are, we don't care about them, and defund the cops. Well, that worked really well, didn't it? And so here we go. They just don't know what they're doing. Now, this is the same little prissy green-haired biatch that would be like, you killed deer to put in your freezer for the winter. You a horrible person. You deserve to die. It's a game animal. It's a game animal. Logistically, by law, it is declared a game animal. It has a hunting season because the numbers are that rampant. Domestic animals are different. Domestic animals, you cannot consume. Why? Well, number one, if they're taken to vets, they have different medications put in them. They're not monitored. They're not checked. They don't have a TWRA or Wildlife Resource Agency in any other state checking them, watching them for disease. You just don't know what you're getting, number one. Number two, it's someone's beloved animal. They serve a different person. They're an emotional support animal. Now, can a deer sometimes? Yeah, you can get attached to a deer. I get attached to cows. It happens. But by law, you have to understand what is a meat-bearing animal and what is a domestic animal that is for pets only. In the United States, we have many laws, some of which I disagree with. We have many laws where you will be punished if you harm an animal in any way. If you have the intent to harm an animal, if you make the animal scared, I'm here to tell you that the laws, especially in Tennessee, stretch. And I have seen people end up with felonies because they scared an animal or the animal felt threatened. And I've sat in court thinking, we're wasting how many man hours? Okay, whatever. But the thing is it was a law. It had to be upheld. So there I sat. And if they got supervision, that's the person I supervised. But then we have to go and we have to look. And what we have to tell these people that are saying, oh, no, be kind to them. No, they are now in our nation. However they got here, they're now in our country. They have to follow our rules. They are responsible and accountable to us. So let me read you Ohio's law. It's in section 9. So this is 959.13. This is an Ohio revised code. No person shall, 1, torture an animal, deprive one of necessary sustenance, unnecessarily or cruelly beat, needlessly mutilate or kill, or impound or confine, and it keeps going. In Ohio, a first offense for intentionally assaulting an animal is a first-degree misdemeanor, which is punishable by jail sentence and up to 100 days and a $1,000 fee. So you pay that fine to the county. A second or subsequent offense is a 5th-degree felony, which carries a maximum 12-month prison sentence and or a fine of no more but at least $2,500. So there are laws in place. So for these people going, oh, no. Here's the thing. There are too many videos coming out. Something is occurring. What is occurring? I've had some friends. I used to do interstate compact. So I supervised in a lot of states. A lot of states, mostly being Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Florida, North Carolina. I had some from California, oddly enough. But I did mostly the trailway, what is the I-65 trailway? Whoop, whoop, up through there. Have a lot of friends that are up there. I went to a lot of conventions up there. I have just a lot of friends in that area. And they're telling me something's going on. Something's going on. And they're like, it's not coyotes. It's not. They're like, we are witnessing things that are terrifying us. Okay, I have to believe the people that I know and trust. But I also have to go, this is a legal issue. So if we're smart, we'll say this is a legal issue. If you're in our nation and you're breaking our law, then this is the punishment right here. Why are we not seeing any punishment? Why are we downplaying? It would be really simple to say, hey, you know something? You're in a land of plenty where you got hope chests and food pantries and churches and honestly a lot more free funds going to you than the citizens. I think you might be able to get you some rice and stuff because it said, let me go back to this if I can. It said that they mostly ate in their area plant, it was a plant diet, and they had a very low protein diet. But poor people ate what they called mud platters or something like that. Anyway, they had very poor food sources. And if you look at, in the last, 100 years, pick a decade, they've been under a lot of rule where they have been starved. They have not had the money to get what they need. They may see this as a land of plenty, and hey, we don't have money, but we got a lot of things running around that are opportunistic kills. I'm just saying, Do I know 100% that it's happening? No, I've not seen it with my own eyes, but I have friends that have seen it, and they're terrified. They're terrified because no one is punishing these people. But if an American citizen were to do that, we'd be getting some jail time and some fines, and we'd be made out to be this horrible, horrible monster. And I'm just saying, let's be consistent here, people. In this nation where we welcome people, let's be consistent. We're not going to be able to welcome them legally anymore. They're just going to be able to walk through the door. We still, as a society, need to say, this is how we do this. This is our law. You are now applicable. And under this law, if you breach this law, you will have a repercussion, a consequence, and you will not like it. And therefore, you must follow the law. I don't really care what's going on. What I care about is the law being followed? Is it being used? Is it being applied? Or are we being told to shh, just let this happen? Because I see a lot of cultural changes, as someone with a master's in psychology, I see a lot of cultural changes that even with big migrations should take 20, 30 years, a couple generations, at least, to really create these huge, really aggressive changes in a country, in a nation, in a world, anywhere. And what I'm seeing, I believe, is people pushing a narrative. And I don't believe the narrative being pushed is, they're eating cats. I believe the narrative being pushed is, people are lying to you. These people wouldn't dare do this. Do your research. Study about their land, their food, their opportunities. When they come here, hey, I hope they have better opportunities. But if not, what may they resort to? We need to be aware of this. And we need to be aware that our law is not being equally applied. And I don't care if you came here illegally. I don't care if you're in a freaking sanctuary city. You are in America. You are under American law. And I'm very frustrated with our government not prosecuting people that are in sanctuary cities when they're doing egregious crimes that would have put most of us away for, probably 2 or 3 decades of our life. Homicide that is not being punished. No one's being arrested. They're a sanctuary city. They tell us we can't arrest them and we can't punish them in sanctuary cities. We can't. They're not responsible to the law in sanctuary cities. If you're in America, you're responsible to American law. If I'm in Sweden, I gotta be responsible to their law. If I'm in China, holy heck, I'm responsible to their law. That'd be a crazy situation because they got a lot of laws. But wherever you go, the land you stand on, that is the law you're responsible to. And I believe America is undoing itself. We have pulled the corner seam of the Afghan, and it is unraveling before us. And if you are so upset that someone is saying they saw this, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Because here's the thing, you're the same person that would scream at somebody for deer hunting, but you're saying, no, let them. If they're doing it, just let them. I can't believe you think they would do that. But just don't even, no. The protection from the people that would otherwise have put me on the cross for being a deer hunter. Look at the change in the demeanor of Americans. And which group is it? Which group is it? Sitting over here in the conservative side, life's just going on, and we kind of go, whoa, that is a big change. And they go, that's not a change. It's always been like this. Shut up. So we're seeing a tit for tat. We're seeing a conservative lifestyle, a lifestyle where you take care of yourself, you follow the law, you're a good person, and you help people from time to time. But we're seeing now the other side take over, and it's free for all. It's whatever you want to do. And they're not punishing them. Their sanctuary cities are not applying the law. We are creating a lawless society. Where does a lawless society lead us to? Well, it's going to kind of go back to the Wild West. It's even going to go beyond that. Because the U.S. didn't always do everything right. When the U.S. out west was bringing workers over, they were bringing Japanese and Chinese workers over because they could live off of rice, basically, and work. And they would not, basically, talk back. So the U.S. has not ever done, they've got lots of sins. We have got lots of sins in our past, but every country does. But one sin I do not want to have in my country is where we completely fudged and foobarred the immigration system and let people in this nation that would tear down everything that our forefathers built to keep us safe and to make us a society where we could blend appropriately, because people can come in through an appropriate immigration system. But because that appropriate immigration system is no longer functioning, these people don't know anything about our nation. All they know is they got a card, they got a bus ticket, they got money, they got an apartment, they got free health care, and buddy, here they come. And if you watch Nick Shirley and you watch a lot of people, they're going out there and they're interviewing these people want more. They're not happy about what they've got. They're not happy about living in a decent hotel that was, all the hotels in New York are shelters now. A decent hotel. They're not okay with the 3 meals a day they're getting. They're not okay with the debit cards they're getting. They're not okay with the health care they're getting. They're not okay that they're working with social workers to get work visas. No, they're doing illegal things. They're buying motor scooters and they're doing delivery services, which is illegal, taking legal jobs away from citizens. And then you say, well, you can't fault the businessman. He's wanting to make a profit. If we do not hold to our law, our country will be in the muck and mire and destroyed in another 2 generations. Because it's not going to take long, y'all. It's not. We've already slippity-slided like 5 times faster than I thought possible. So if we're going at this rate, it's going to get worse. And it's going to fall apart really quickly. But just listen to the people that flip-flop. I'm a horrible person for deer hunting. I'm a horrible person because we butcher cows. I'm a horrible person because we butcher chickens. We eat their eggs. But these people that are plausibly, allegedly coming in and possibly doing these things, how could you? How could you judge them like that? Watch for people that swing like that, swing their emotions, swing their support. Those people can be bought. Those people can be paid for, and those people are not people. They're going to make our nation a good nation, a strong nation, and a nation of law. And without laws, we have nothing. We have nothing. Go read the annotated code for animal abuse in Ohio. It's in chapter, well, you can get it 959.13, but it's section 9 is all of it. But you can go and read in Ohio. Then go and read in all the states, and you'll see it's pretty much the same. Some states are more rigid, some are not. But my thing is, even if it's happened once, or even if they think it's happened, Ohio should be saying, this is our law. Don't do this, or you will be punished to the fullest extent of the law. Because I guarantee you, if you or I, like they were on RFK because he said he moved a bear that had got killed on the side of the road because he didn't want another vehicle to hit it. And they were ready to put him in prison for moving a bear off the road so nobody else would hit it. It was already dead. He just didn't want somebody else to crash into it. And now we're okay. We're okay with just, sack and grab lunches. And for the one that said, that's a lamb on that, as someone that raised sheep for many years, you're wrong. So, I don't know, read. The most important thing you do is go and read all the codes. Read the codes for all these states. Read all the laws that are not being, they're not being used. They're not being applied. And then wonder why you and I would be fine to the fullest extent of the law, but everybody else is, shh, just give them time. They're not going to change if we give them time. What we have to do is give them structure. We have to give them structure. We have to welcome them, give them structure, and then we have to teach them how things work here. Because we are America. We allow a little bit of their culture to blend in, but for the most part, we have this oversight of law and behavior that we manifest because we know it's going to work. And we cannot continue to let this keep going on. We have to stand up and say, I'm sorry, the law's not being applied. I'm sorry, the law's not being applied. And don't talk to me about Fannie Willis and all her lover boys and that Jack Smith and all his, oh God, these people that just want political favors and they do dirty things to the law. That's the nicest way I can say that. We really need just common sense, police officers, common sense, district attorneys, common sense, public defenders and state's attorneys, and common sense judges to say, hey, you know something? If we want America to stay what it is where most people can thrive, which boy, and that's getting hard now, then we need to maintain the laws that were written in the books. We need to stop changing the vocabulary and changing the meaning of the laws, and we need to start making sure we're applying these laws equally across all spectrums of society. Tell me if you see a community that does that, because I worked in an 8-county rotation under a seat, but I did 5 counties heavily, and I rarely saw true application of the law. I saw a lot of backroom deals. I saw a lot of, well, that's related to this person. Hey, listen, my faith in good people in high places is very, very faint. We'll just say that. But for all the people screaming, just let them do this, whether it's happening or not, just let them do this. Okay, I expect you to shut your mouth when I deer hunt. I expect you to shut your mouth when I bear hunt. I expect you to shut your mouth when I butcher my chickens and put them up. I expect you to shut your mouth about the way I live my life, because apparently it's free for all. Let me take advantage of it too. Y'all, that's where we're headed. We're either going to have to fight for our nation and say, no, we can't do this. We've got to follow this law. We've got to remain a nation of laws and rules. Or we might as well just have free for all. Which do you want? I don't want my grandbabies growing up in a free for all. I want my grandbabies having rules. I want them growing up being responsible people. And I want them to know the difference between right and wrong. And I believe right now, as many hair colors as there are in the world, that's how many stupid ideologies are racing around, and we're not doing anything to step up and say, hey, here's my ideology. You may not like it. You may scream at me. You may think I am, the bottom of the piss pile. But here's my ideology, and I am allowed to talk about it as well. The equity and equality thing they all talk about? I don't think they know the definitions. Anyway, understand the difference between a meat animal, a game animal, a domestic animal, and listen, you listen. You need to read the law. As I've said for years, go and read the annotated code for your area. Know the law. Know how it's applied, and know what you're looking at. Because people are, it's stupid things that get people in trouble. And then when you are aware of the law and you watch things happen in your neighborhood and they're not applied, you can go, excuse me, why was that not applied? We have a problem. Then you can be the person that potentially makes better changes in your area. That's what I hope to be. A little bit of education goes a long way. Okay? So, we got a lot of changes going on in our nation. Some of them are okay. Some of them are not. If they get to speak out about the ones they like, we get to speak out about the ones we don't like. Tit for tat. It's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Try to shut me up. Y'all have a good day. Go read the law. Make yourself smart.